Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The Curse of Oak Island. Something big is in the works as brand new heavy equipment arrives on the island. Something big and new is happening on the island, as a new contractor started delivering equipment en masse yesterday. It was reported that yesterday was a crazy busy day, with a constant convoy of equipment, tractor-trailers and dump trucks crossing the causeway. This has led to a buzz of excitement among fans who reckon a big project is underway. As usual, we're grateful to Nova Scotia local and blogger Oak Island from the other side of the causeway for posting a series of photographs of interesting-looking equipment. Much of this new kit came from a contractor new to the island called Soltench Baki Canada, a construction company that describes itself as providing innovative geotechnical solutions. The firm boasts of being experts at the age-old art of foundation building and claims to have revolutionized soil technologies. According to the local blogger, the guys started moving the equipment early in the morning and continued throughout the day. There appeared to be a lot of pumping equipment, which has led to speculation they may be attempting to remove the floodwater from the garden shaft. Or perhaps they've encountered a flood tunnel in an entirely new location and want to shut it down. Oak Island team may be pumping water from several money pit locations. Last season, the guys used an underwater camera to explore a cavern dubbed Aladdin's Cave in the money pit area. The murky water made it hard to see anything, so perhaps the guys decided to drain and dig the underground chamber. It may also be part of an effort to drain the swamp, but that is unlikely as they already have adequate equipment for that task. The most likely options are draining the garden shaft or another flood shaft. These flood tunnels are thought to be ancient booby traps that cause flooding when anyone gets too close to the treasure. Maybe Soltench Baki Canada has been tasked with solving this problem once and for all. The Curse of Oak Island fans show excitement over new development. Of course, fans had their own ideas about what may be happening, but most agreed that the Fellowship of the Dig must be about to pump a large quantity of water. One fan said the Oak Island team are getting serious now, and suggested they are about to get rid of the flooding problem in the money pit. They also stated that modern pumps are much more efficient than those from decades ago. Another fan agreed, stating, "Looks like they are exploring or shutting off a flood tunnel." A third commenter confidently claimed they definitely must have found something, because that's some very expensive machinery, big investment. The Curse of Oak Island has long been a beacon for treasure hunters, mystery enthusiasts, and armchair archaeologists alike. The whispers of buried riches and lost relics have echoed through time, luring adventurers to its shores with the promise of unearthing history itself. Yet despite centuries of searching, the island has remained an enigma, guarding its secrets with an unyielding grip. But now, something is different. The air buzzes with anticipation, and the ground trembles with the weight of new arrivals. Brand new heavy equipment has just made its way onto the island, signaling that something big is indeed in the works. The arrival of the equipment was not subtle. Early one morning, as the fog clung to the trees and the sea lapped quietly at the shores, the island's solitude was broken by the growl of engines. Massive trucks, loaded with machinery that gleamed in the muted light, rumbled across the causeway. Cranes, excavators, and drilling rigs, all state-of-the-art, were meticulously unloaded, their purpose clear. They were here to dig deeper, farther, and more precisely than ever before. For the first time in years, the island's secrets felt within reach. As the crew began to assemble, there was an electricity in the air, a palpable sense that this time they might finally crack the island's code. Theories had abounded for generations, stories of pirate gold, ancient manuscripts, even the possibility of the Holy Grail. Each turn of the shovel had only deepened the mystery, revealing tantalizing clues that seemed to lead nowhere, but the new equipment promised to change that. The first sign that something big was in the works came when the drilling rig was moved to a previously untouched part of the island. This was a departure from the usual digs near the famous money pit or the other established search areas. The new site was on the eastern side, a rugged stretch of land that had been largely ignored by past expeditions. The terrain was rough, but the ground-penetrating radar had shown anomalies, pockets of voids and unusual formations that could very well be man-made. There were murmurs among the crew as the first drill bit broke the earth. Some had spent decades on the island, having long ago given up on finding anything of real significance, but the presence of the new equipment and the sudden shift in strategy had reignited their hopes. The old hands watched with cautious optimism as the drill worked its way down, inch by inch, deeper into the heart of the island. As days passed, the island seemed to respond to the intrusion. Strange sounds were heard at night, whispers carried on the wind, the rustle of leaves that seemed almost deliberate. Some said it was the island itself, reacting to the latest attempt to uncover its buried truth. Others dismissed it as nerves, the product of too many long days and sleepless nights. But there was an unspoken agreement among the crew. Something was different this time. Then, one morning, the drill hit something solid. The crew gathered around, their breath held as the foreman inspected the core sample. It was rock, but not just any rock. This was worked stone, clearly shaped by human hands. The mood shifted from cautious optimism to outright excitement. They were close, closer than they'd ever been. The decision was made to bring in the heavy machinery. Excavators began to claw at the earth, carefully peeling back layers of soil that had lain undisturbed for centuries. The ground shook as tons of dirt were moved aside, revealing a structure that had been hidden from view for who knows how long. It was a tunnel, its entrance framed by stone blocks, leading deep underground. As the crew prepared to enter the tunnel, there was a moment of hesitation. The stories of curses were well known, and the island had a history of misfortune befalling those who dared to dig too deep. But the lure of discovery was too strong to resist. With a collective breath, they ventured inside. The tunnel was long and narrow, the air thick with the scent of damp earth and decay. The walls were lined with wooden supports, rotted in places but still holding firm. As they moved deeper, the air grew colder, and the sense of being watched intensified. But they pressed on, driven by the knowledge that they were on the verge of something monumental. The tunnel opened into a chamber, its walls adorned with carvings that defied explanation. Symbols and patterns, some familiar, others alien, covered every surface. At the center of the room was a stone pedestal, and atop it, a chest. It was small, unassuming even, but the weight of its significance was felt by everyone present. This was what they had been searching for. The realization hit them all at once. They had found something far greater than treasure. This was knowledge, a roadmap to the true purpose of Oak Island. The curse, it seemed, was not a curse at all, but a protection, a warning to those who sought to uncover its mysteries. As they made their way back to the surface, the weight of their discovery settled upon them. The island had revealed its secret, but at a cost. The equipment above, now silent and still, stood as a reminder of the lengths they had gone to in their pursuit. But there was no turning back now. The curse of Oak Island was no longer just a legend, it was real, and it had only just begun to unveil its full story. As they emerged from the tunnel, the first rays of dawn broke over the horizon. The island, quiet and serene, seemed to watch them with an ancient, knowing gaze. The heavy equipment stood in stark contrast to the natural beauty around it, a testament to the modern world's intrusion into a place steeped in history and myth. But the work was far from over. With the discovery of the map, the island had given them a new quest, a journey into its deepest, darkest secrets, and this time they would be prepared.